the speaker to be. uh, Okay. Can you hear us, Jack?
Not as good as what I used to.
Hello? Can you hear me now?
It's a bit iffy.
Is it?
Yeah.
Isn't that funny? Because I'm using a high fidelity microphone.
It might be maybe it's too high fidelity.
Is it?
Something's
Okay.
not compatible with something else, I think.
All right.
Not better.
No,
That's not better.
no, it's worse.
Is it? Okay. Let me turn this
I
up.
I can't hardly hear you now.
What about now?
Nope,
No?
nope,
No?
worse.
My God, what's happened?
What's happened? Now?
Yep,
No.
yep.
I'm back. All right. I'll turn this off. Anyway, I'll stop messing around. That's interesting because this is like a high fidelity Sabine Tech microphone that obviously is rubbish, is what it is. You're live, Baji. Forgive us. We are live and we're messing around with microphones, and our uh, illustrious leader is highlighting that to us. Sandeep, thank you for listening. It's always a pleasure to have Sandeep here. Can you hear me, Jeff?
Yes, loud and clear, more.
All right, okay. Sorry, I'm just trying to make sure that people can hear me and are able to do so clearly. Yeah, so memories, because we're talking about business. And thank you, Sandeep. Super, Sandeep. It was brilliant to see Sandeep at our India event yesterday. We had 2 days of the India event. Obviously, Jeff, you joined us, to sort of for 30 seconds to say hello um, on the Wednesday. So it's been a crazy few days, more crazy than ever before. But before I forget about Fraggle Rock, so Fraggle Rock, and the point that I was making is from a business perspective. Um, Part of consideration when you're learning things is a if someone shows you, tells you what to do, it doesn't stick very well. If someone shows you what to do and demonstrates it, you learn a little bit more. If someone shows you, and also gets you to demonstrate it, it becomes add a song to it. So if you add some music and you sing it, right, the
Mm.
memory, the memory is amplified.
Yeah,
Isn't that funny?
it does. It's all kind of all makes sense, and I think some music or some certain songs they do stick with you and take you back to that particular moment.
They certainly do. They certainly do. Anyway, a really crazy week. Jeff, let's start with the football. Sadly, I wasn't there.
Well, you know,
No.
what more of an important things did you have to do instead of going to the Champions League match against Barcelona?
Yeah, I was. I actually. I won the. I won an Entrepreneurs of the Year, Entrepreneurs Forum Award.
Okay. And what they had the event yesterday, did they?
Well, they'd had the event planned since last year,
Oh,
yesterday,
okay.
but it was the Champions League, which should have been on a Wednesday, ended up on a Thursday. It
Mm,
was outrageous.
yeah.
So I was like sat there. Yeah, you're right. It was very much a can't believe I'm at the match type of thing. Can't believe I'm not at the match.
Yeah. It was I mean the whole week's been gearing up towards the Champions League match. It was quite interesting though, Ammar, because I didn't notice many Barcelona fans around in town, and which surprised me because my presumption was that there was going to be thousands and thousands of Barcelona fans in the city because it's such a big club, one of the biggest in the world. I mean, Nou Camp is renowned for the size. I mean, obviously it's under refurbishment at the moment, but you would have like 105,000 people every single week.
Mm.
Now, I expected at least them to take the full allocation of tickets, but there was only about 1,000 Barcelona fans, which was really kind of strange. So the buzz in the city, it's not quite the same without the away fans. So leading up to it, usually you get all of the UEFA officials, journalists, all of the kind of technicians that are involved in kind of a Champions League match. They're all in town a day in advance. So there's a bit of the hotels are probably a little bit busier. Obviously, the football clubs, Barcelona football teams in town. So I'm just thinking about the local economy. So there was a lot of anticipation when you got there. That atmosphere was just absolutely phenomenal, as good as anything. And we got off to a flying start, but unfortunately, without having our issues with our strikers still continue without having Wissa's injured and Voldemort is not quite ready to play, 3 times a week. So we just couldn't cut it and couldn't score the goal. And then what did Barcelona do? They go and score two, and then we pull one back. Great occasion. I think the team played well. We have to be really proud of them. Unfortunately, just the result didn't go our way, and that just puts a dampener on everything, doesn't it, Ammar? When the result goes against you. So I think everyone's feeling probably lost or a little bit energyless this morning because of the result from yesterday. Great occasion, but the result just didn't go our way.
Yeah, I mean, I was very upset. I wasn't there genuinely, given how big of a deal it is to play Barcelona at home. Secondly, can't believe that he scored 2 goals in that short period of time. Were they good goals, Jeff? I didn't even
Yeah,
get the chance to see them.
I mean, the first goal, I think Fabian Schär could have been a bit closer to him. It was a header, but the second goal was just can't do anything about it. 25 yards out, just rocket into the corner. So no keeper was going to stop that. But they're a good team, Barcelona. They're a brilliant team.
I think it's brilliant that we got the chance to play with them.
Yeah, of course. I think just to be in Champions League is phenomenal. But the thing is, a club like us with our ambitions, we just need to be playing European football, year on year, and that's not easy to get. You have to be top four to guarantee it, and that's like a massive challenge because there's so many brilliant teams that are fighting for those positions.
Yeah, it is, and they are. Anyway, so I wasn't there, but I did win an award last night,
Amazing. And where was that
and it
held,
was
Ammar?
at the Hilton again,
And
Jeff.
what was the crowd like there? Was it busy, full? Did a lot of
I
people
was
miss the
full.
football? Yeah.
It was. I was really surprised. I couldn't believe that there was still sort of 300-400 people in the room.
Mm-hmm. And tell us about it then. What was it? What was the actual award for? Is it for the year's work, or is it accumulation of years and years of work?
Yeah, so I'll actually pull up I mean the other people other finalists were brilliant. Um, um, is what they were, and um, it was so the Entrepreneurs Forum. Obviously, we know, we're huge fans of the forum, and the awards are showcase awards. They celebrate the best entrepreneurs. You know, even getting shortlisted and being a finalist is a big deal. And you know, if you remember, Jeff, us going to, was it Slaley Hall in like 2007 or 2000? When was it? Can you remember? Because we went to the first conference thing.
Ammar, the first one wasn't Slaley Hall, you know. Can I remember the first one was that we went to? Was it not at the Hilton where that American, no, the Australian?
No, that was Dave Brown. Yeah, it was called Dave Brown or
No, was it? No,
Dave
it was
Anderson.
Dave Anderson. No, that was Dave Anderson. Oh my God, he was phenomenal. That was God, that was
One of the best things.
yeah. That's probably 20 years ago.
So actually, no, I've actually got the letter here. I've actually got the letter here. That and
Do you know
it's not dated.
the Dave Anderson thing?
No, the letter that I had dug out from.
Well, I remember a line from the Dave Anderson event, and he was like, he would say, hire slowly and fire quickly.
Yeah.
Another one that he said, loyalty isn't all about the length of time that someone is with you. Loyalty is about the consistency and performance for the length of time that they're with you. Imagine you think that they're loyal, but the performance just drops and they're just there because they've been with you for like 25 years, but they can't be bothered to do the job anymore to that high standard. That's not loyalty. So these individuals, world-renowned speakers that come to the city, and we've been lucky enough to go to, does help you in your growth and development.
So I was, I mean, the Entrepreneurs Forum's brilliant. I've always found it to be incredibly authentic, genuine, inspiring, and it was really interesting. So the letter that I'm looking at, and I was trying to share it. It's like it says, "Dear Ammar Mirza," is what it is. Welcome to the Entrepreneurs Forum inaugural conference. The Wyman Group would like to welcome you to Slaley Hall on behalf of the Entrepreneurs Forum. We want to ensure that your time here is enjoyable as possible. For your convenience, a member of the event crew will be based at the registration desk where you collect your badge at all times, ready to deal with any queries or requests you may have. I would like to take the opportunity to introduce the Entrepreneurs Forum conference event crew: Emma Wyman, Sarah Lane, Amanda Jackson, Sarah Southern, Vicky Hu, and Anna Fowdry are all on hand to make sure your time at the conference runs as smooth as possible. The team and myself look forward to meeting you throughout the conference. So this was the first conference that they ever had that I went to.
Yeah.
And it was at Slaley Hall. I'm sure you and I went together. But
No,
anyway,
not on that one. I remember you telling me about it because I wasn't aware of it until you told me that, oh yeah, I've been to this event. It was amazing. And I think we went to maybe the annual dinner or some special event that they had, or end of year annual dinner at the Hilton. And that was the first. I mean, that was a phenomenal event. It was so good.
What was that? No, I was going to say, was that Sayyid Awasi, but I don't think it was.
No. It was
that was.
You know what was that called? Dragon's Den. There was an Australian guy in Dragon's Den.
Yeah.
Like a good-looking Australian fella, and he was one of the speakers there. It was really, really good, and they had these artists singing at the end, and they pretended that there was a ruckus happening on the table. And then there was an altercation on the table, and then everyone's security and everyone got involved, and they burst out singing, which was they really did get everybody.
Well, it was like the chef had come out, and then the waiters had started coming out, and everyone had piled in. Yeah, it was anyway. So the Entrepreneurs Forum, for me, there's nothing quite like it. And I mentioned this last night, right? Because when I first went to it, at Slaley Hall, there was like Peter Vardy and Lorna
Mm.
Moran, and all
Yeah.
of these like incredibly successful
Yeah.
business people that I couldn't really relate to. And you'd go, all right, great, but you'd get inspired and you'd understand, and then you develop that relationship and whatever else. And it's a brilliant organization. So last night, anyway, I was surprised given the football, but the room was still jam packed, and the finalists, so one to watch, were a range of individuals who had developed a whole range of businesses and made loads of impact. And the winner was Tanglewood Games, and then the Impact Award was around. They had sort of three people who were making a huge difference. And Nicola Wood won that from the wonderful wig company, and then the Caroline Theobald Award I won. But they had actually, I mean, even now, it's really odd, right? Because I'm so fortunate to have won loads of awards and things like that. But I felt a bit embarrassed last night, which was, and even this morning I felt a bit like, gosh, this is a very peculiar feeling for me, because I don't feel embarrassed. Normally it's like, all right, you take everything in your stride and whatever else. But they'd played a few videos beforehand of people who had recorded different things about why I should win and what the impact is I've made and all of this. And I think it was like those videos that are, when someone like sits there and compliments you, but it was like several people complimenting on screen. And then it was nice. It was really nice. I mean, the whole room was like, brilliant and well done. And, it was the Entrepreneurs Forum board who had actually um, um, voted on the winner. And it was apparently unanimous. So all of the board thought I would win. And the other finalists were brilliant people. So there was an aspect of that. Anyway, I'm incredibly proud, privileged, and the outpouring of congratulations on social media and things like that is equally. I feel as if it's. I feel a bit embarrassed. Yeah,
Well, look, when you touch people positively as you have done, and in so many different sectors over so many years, and that rightfully deserves that recognition. And I think when you make that positive difference to people, their lives and their livelihoods and their businesses, and I think not everyone's got the nature, Ammar, to do that, because a lot of people are selfish in business because they feel that they don't want to share, they don't want to, want others to grow and develop, and you're quite the opposite. And I think, those are the traits, I'm presuming, what would kind of steer you towards awards such as that. And it's noble characteristics which are not there in abundance these days.
That's incredibly kind. Anyway, it was a brilliant event. I talked about sacrifice and me sacrificing the football. No, but it's something that we do, don't we, as entrepreneurs, Jeff? We constantly make sacrifices, and not for pity or sympathy. You're not sat there going, oh, well, I give all these things up and didn't do this and didn't do that, but more for the greater good, more for the improving other people's lives and livelihoods. I think it would be a horrible place if I just worked alone all by myself,
Yes.
and didn't do and didn't have like a team and didn't support people. I mean, my life goal has always been to get to a financial comfortable position where I can just give away all of my time unreservedly and not worry about bills, you know. And sadly, I'm still not there, but I'm still determined to do that. And maybe I'll never get there, but in the meantime, I'll keep, you know, giving away as much time as I can, keep helping people. And the one thing that I realize that awards do, they encourage you to do more, you know, as in recognition. You know, it's like if you think about how successful you are, Jaff, as a restaurateur and the number of accolades and the awards that you've won, you know, whether it's the best restaurant, whether it's the most attractive one or whatever it is, it makes you proud, but actually it motivates you and the rest of your team to sort of sustain and maintain that, doesn't it? It's like a, you know, a quality standard.
Well, yeah, I think with any walks in life, Ammar, even if we talk about football and we compare, if you win the Premier League, I think next year, if you want to try and win it again, you have to improve and get better, and you have to be wiser. You have to just always kind of elevate your levels. And I think so by winning, you know, the reasons that you have, one which you've just touched upon, you'll probably compound those further and develop those areas further to help even more people, because that's what's gonna keep you going. That's the light, isn't it? That gets us out of bed and wants us to kind of have that discipline in life, which means that you have to make so many sacrifices. But ultimately, it's a lovely feeling, and a little award probably just gives you that kind of comfort and that you know, it probably just you do it anyway, but that just gives you a little. It's like just nice, isn't it, to get that recognition.
Oh no, without a doubt. And as I say, you know, I was a finalist last year, Jack,
Yeah.
and you know, talking very openly, I was incredibly disappointed. You know, when I didn't win. I don't. I think everyone is, you know, understandably and would be disappointed if they entered something and then lost. You know, I think that's a matter of fact. That, I mean, the circumstances last year were a bit different. So being acknowledged and by peers and then the subsequent messages of support and congratulations is like, yeah, it does make you, you know, sort of grateful and appreciative. But the other couple of things that I've realized is, you know, sadly, um, uh, uh, all of us tend to compare and compete with other people. You know, we're all, and it's a natural thing to do. Oh, look at them, or look at that organization, or look at that, and, you know, on there, whatever it is. And, you know, it's like, oh, I wish I was this, or I wish how they get this, and whatever it is. And the one thing that I've been reflecting on more and more and more is the only thing you should be comparing and competing with is yourself. So the only thing that you should be doing is making a concerted, determined effort to improve yourself every single day. So every single day, and imagine if everybody, right, just simply said, okay, I achieved this today, I'm going to do 1% better tomorrow. I'm going to do one thing that I didn't get done today better tomorrow. I'm going to be happier. I'm going to be kinder. I'm going to be more grateful. I'm going to make an extra pound. I'm going to, you know, push myself for another 30 seconds on the treadmill. I'm going to do whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
Those small incremental changes can have a profound impact on your life. So rather than everybody sat around comparing, oh, isn't that person prettier? Oh, they drive a better car. Oh, they whatever it is, all of those things. Because I regularly look at you and think you're prettier and drive a better car. And, if I was a penny behind you. But I equally think to myself, good for you. I genuinely do. I look. People find it, and it's a really sad state of affairs. People find it really odd. People find it unbelievable, right? That I get so much joy of seeing other people do well, and it doesn't matter who they are. Like genuinely, I love seeing other people do well, more so than me. Like I love seeing other people do well, and if I've sat and supported, encouraged, clapped, done whatever it is, made any small effort to see other people do well, I that's what makes me live.
I think Ammar, that comes from because I've noticed that amongst other people as well, but I think that comes with people that have actually achieved a lot of success themselves because they don't need to prove anything to anybody. So they then want others to, see others doing well because it's not a threat to them in any way. I think it's that, and I mean because our community, not everyone is the way that you've just described, unfortunately. But I think, sitting around a dinner table yesterday without naming names, was a lovely, very, very well-known family. And we were having these type of conversations and they talked to us about, oh, well, we're really glad to see your the impact that you've had on the city. And likewise, we were having a look at talking about their business and how they've taken things on in the city and have made massive impact. And you really want them to be successful because it just makes the city better.
It does, and I just think the more we support each other, the more we lift each other, the more we encourage each other, the better the place is. And it's really interesting that which leads us on to the ABC Awards, right? We've got a brilliant lineup of finalists, and I'm so proud. And it's these type of things that I get a lot more buzz out of. I love giving people awards. I just love people giving. I just love giving. Full stop. Whatever it is, whatever you can. But if I can run through the awards and where are they? Let's see the ABC finalists. We've got. I'm going to read these out. So we've got Rishi Cooley, the professional award. He's the senior legal services at Norton Rose Fulbright, leading a team of 50. We've got Sarath. He's up for the Business Award. He's CEO, co-founder of Hedgehog Labs. We've got Saira Usman, is the founder and director of Usmayera Limited and leads Usmayera community projects. We've got Dalveer Singh Bajwa, Health and Life Science Award. Dr. Dalveer Singh Bajwa is a consultant dermatologist. Aman Chahal is CEO and co-founder of Tabor Plus. Dr. Shaz Waheed is a consultant physician and executive medical director at South Tyneside. We've got Ikra Shazidi. She's a corporal, is a military nurse in the British Army, and the first Muslim hijab-wearing soldier. That's a nice thing. Yeah, that's a really big thing, isn't it, Jeff?
Yeah, I think it is. It's obviously, when at the end of the day, there's so many roles out there in the army, and for you to be able to add value to that with the skill set that you have, and breaking those barriers, because imagine the perception of that is probably even within those in the army is probably something that never probably expected. But then living in a multicultural world, multicultural UK, at some point that was always going to happen because that's just part of the evolution of the country, isn't it? And for that individual to be the first, I mean, you have to take your hat off to her.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Very, very brave.
Doubt. Sorry, there's loads more as well. Shumi Shah, Third Sector Award, is the founder of Muslim Women Northeast. Rahul Kohli is a Newcastle-born stand-up comedian and broadcaster. Dylan's Desserts was founded by its owner at just 16, growing from a teenage dream into a thriving multi-location dessert business. It's funny how much desserts people eat now, isn't it, Jeff?
Way too much sugar, man, for my life.
Byron Architecture Limited, founded 2014, award-winning firm with offices in Newcastle and London. Professor Muslifa Hanifa is a consultant dermatologist, professor of dermatology. Shameen Ali is a partner and solicitor at Tilly Bailey Irving. Councillor Etisham Haq, born and raised in Sunderland, is the city's youngest and first Muslim mayor at just 28 years old. Auto Park, Dr. Berju Bertoli, thank you, Jamie, Chief Executive of Northumbria Healthcare. Shinu Yohanan is a principal engineer at Turbo Power Systems. Councillor Aaron Roy is Hartlepool's first non-white BAME. Councillor Harshada Kadam Dental Practice, Director of Beach Cottage Dental Practice. And what? We've got someone, really? The Independent Award. Sophia Barton is a Newcastle-based visual artist. Elzic Community Pool and Gym. Jeff? Did you ever swim in the Elzic Community Pool?
Nah, obviously we all probably used to go there from our school trips and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's
But you didn't go. Did you get a letter from your mum?
No, we used to go swimming.
All right.
No, we would have gone. But obviously over the years, is it still there, Mark? Because it was.
Yeah, it's still there. It's still there.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, been there many a time, and good. It became a very important part of the community hub, didn't it?
Yeah, I think so. I've been to a few birthday parties and things like that. It's just a funny place. I mean, when Elzic Park and Pool was built, it was like the best place in Newcastle, wasn't it? You remember when the park was landscaped and it was like, oh my gosh, it's like
it was a big deal.
It just felt like such a prestigious place.
Yeah. Well, prestigious for Elzic, for sure.
All right. Anyway, the Pakistani Association Northeast, Dr. Meenakshi Chowdhury is a consultant gynecologist, and Muhammad Mia is an associate director in corporate finance. Whoa, big list of people there. Well done. I think it's brilliant as what it is. So coming back to the news, Jaff, what's going on in the news? It's interesting times, isn't it? Donald Trump was here. So this week's headlines: Bank of England holds UK interest rates at 4% amid inflation fears. What do you think about that, Jeff? How's cost of living?
Cost of living is just constantly on the up. I think the economy is, I think it's a flattening. I think people's spending is dropping on a month-to-month, week-to-week basis. I think if you go to any retailer, Ammar, the deals that they've got on, everything's for sale. If you go to the big retailers, the sales are now constant because it's just without that, I just don't think they must be stagnated, the businesses, whether it be retail or leisure or hospitality. I mean, hospitality, there's another great restaurant that unfortunately has closed its doors. That's Peace and Loaf in Jesmond. Really
Was
cool.
it closed?
Yeah, it's closed. It's gone.
Oh.
So there's troubles out there for sure. It's rock, it's rocky out there, but I think for leisure and hospitality, I think it's come to the time of year which is probably the busiest for many. We're already in September, October, November, December's around the corner. Another year is going to be out, but I think it's very challenging out there for sure for a lot of people.
Yeah, I agree.
And I
It
just
is incredibly hard. What else? This is an interesting statistic, although whilst it says 84 new businesses launched every hour in Britain during the first half of 2025, which sounds like a compelling statistic, doesn't it? But in essence, there's been a 21% drop since 2024.
And what I just can't see, if you had £1 million, where would you invest it? And why do you think you're going to get a big return on it? Unless it's like such a niche market. It's like this unbelievable, I don't know, unique product. But most industries, I don't know what the situation is with technology and AI and all of that. There's probably always going to be growth in those sectors, but the others, I think people are facing massive challenges. I just don't see, especially with the autumn, the autumn budget is on its way, right? In October, is there a budget on its way? Shouldn't we be looking forward to the budget, and we should be thinking that, yes, the government's going to really take the measures to take us out of the hole that we're in. But instead, we fear that they're going to have increased taxation even further, and they're going to make things even more challenging. And that's really scary for, knowing the situation that most businesses are in, and then realizing that in October they're going to make things even more difficult. That's just I can't comprehend it.
Yeah, it's just getting harder, is what it is. And coming back to your question, what would you do with £1 million? I would probably invest £10,000 in 100 businesses.
Mm-hmm. Across all a range of different sectors. So
I would evaluate them. And I would put £10,000 into, for a minimum of 10% in 100 businesses.
Well, that's probably the way to go, really, as opposed to putting it all in one basket.
Yeah, I would diversify, and the type of things and areas that I would look at are across certain sectors around health, around AI, and those more still the traditional sectors. In fact, believe it or not, that's what we're doing. We're currently investing in several businesses, both from a sweat and equity perspective, to help them grow. And the one thing that I have concentrated on more recently is establishing a one-stop, Jeff. So as businesses are being squeezed and squeezed and squeezed and squeezed, right? And part of the challenge is, who do you go to for credible, trusted advice and support? We've worked through the SME Centre of Excellence now. We have 300 service providers, so that you as a business, you go, all right, where do I go for my accountancy, right? I want to go to that same place for my insurance. I want to go to that same place for my staffing. I want to go to that same place for all of my cost reduction. And in fact, I even want to go to that same place for all of my back office support. So literally, you as a restaurateur says, okay, they're now looking after my HR, they're now looking after my recruitment, they're now looking after pretty much everything, payroll, literally everything that a business does. The SME Centre of Excellence now looks after that.
Mm-hmm. That takes away all of the headache, and you've got the specialists doing those specialist jobs.
Well, guaranteed. You know, we've got like, and these aren't like, you know, just sort of random people. These are very credible, established individuals with all of the qualifications, whether it's accountancy, whether it's CIPD, whether it's whatever it is. Every single sector is represented, and there's more and more and more regulations. So companies' house laws are changing, data protection laws are changing, and it's just a minefield, right? So not only are you struggling with the costs of supplies, you're now struggling with the costs of services. So imagine if you could get everything you need through one door, including cleaning, facilities management, like literally everything that a business needs in the background, right, as a back office can be serviced through one monthly payment, Jeff. Imagine your cash flow. If you said, okay, I want to pay right for these services on this date, and I'm getting all of these services, and there's one fixed fee. It's not like, oh, you've got to pay £10,000 at one point in the year. You've got to pay, you know, £2,000 here. You've got to pay £500 here, and it's all sporadic, and you're trying to manage your cash flow and everything else. I mean, one of the biggest issues for businesses is cash flow.
Yeah.
So imagine that being in place. So and just by consolidating all of your back office services, you're probably guaranteed to save about 10%.
Uh-huh.
So imagine if you were, if I came to you and said, Jeff, there's a 10%, you're gonna either make 10% more or save 10%. Either way, average figure that you're going to be better off is 10%. But it's a no-brainer.
I mean, that all of those savings all add up 10% these days. It's a massive saving if you can save that in your business.
It potentially saves your business, doesn't it? Shifts you from, you know, sort of not making any money to making a little bit of money. And making it a bit more sustainable and viable is what it is. Anyway, so yeah, we're trying to do our bit, and part of that bit is equally, you know, do you need investment? Do you need cash? Do you need whatever it is? And do you have a viable business proposition? So, you know, we've got turnaround support. We've got individuals who like sort of genuinely can help you carry out an evaluation of your business and go, well, you should be saving this there, you should be saving this there, you could be making that there. And the next phase is the supply chain. So, you know, through the free port, we are able to, and we're working with so many significant individuals. Jeff, our South Africa partners, they've got organizations like Dole. You know, Dole's like one of the biggest fruit producers in the world.
Okay.
So they're saying, okay, well, actually, we'll ship you directly into the Northeast, you know, all of the fruit, and they'll get a discount because it's coming into a free port, and everyone, all of their wholesalers and suppliers are equally able to save money as well and pass on those savings. So we're looking at supply chain innovation. You know, it's incredibly exciting. It's incredibly challenging. And actually, if we can save, you know, 2 or 3 businesses a week, right, from either going bust or actually saving money, well, then that's brilliant. You know, why shouldn't we be doing that? And why wouldn't you, as a business, not just look at, oh, well, I better get an insolvency practitioner, because all they're going to do is look at a fee and see if how they wind you up. You know, why aren't you looking at someone or an organisation that can come and do an MOT, do a bit of diagnostic and say, you can save money here, you can save money there, you can improve things here, and by the way, you can automate some of what you're doing. So our AI partners, are actually offering some brilliant support and a simple level of efficiency introduced into bookings, introduced into customer service, introduced into whatever, can genuinely save lots of money. And it's all being mapped out, it's all systemized. And as I say, it's all being delivered by credible partners. So it's, I'm super excited about it.
Brilliant. Sounds amazing.
It does just need executed, just like anything, is the thing. So anyway, coming back to the rest of our presentation. So we had 2 solid days of India, UK, India summit. We had consul generals, Minu came along. We had various universities. We had stakeholders from across the region and across the globe. It was jam-packed. It was wonderful. So the consul general of India came up from Manchester. First time she came to Newcastle, came to the trade centre. We had a round table with the mayor, and then we were fortunate to get squeezed into a table at this wonderful restaurant called Dude. And, it was brilliant. We took some pictures on the quayside, and it was, we were so fortunate. And for everyone, both vegetarian and non, it was arguably one of the best eating experiences they'd had. So well done. Brilliant space, brilliant place. And undoubtedly they'll all be coming back and paying for themselves this time.
Good.
So yeah, there's lots going on, Jeff. Really, really lots going on. Despite the doom and the gloom, there is a lot of positivity out there. There's a lot of opportunity out there. The one thing that I've realized is, it doesn't matter what the economy or what general cost of living challenges exist, people will always continue to buy and sell products.
Well, the business will always continue. It's just, there's going to be, whilst the economy is suffering and it's up and down, some businesses will do better than others. And I think that's part of the judgment that investors, obviously, there's experts making those judgments, aren't there, Ammar, that look into all of this, and those that can anticipate the trends where things are going to do well, to do that due diligence and get that correct advice. I think they put themselves in a much stronger position.
I agree. I think based on that aspect, Jeff, for any and every business, so if I was thinking about a restaurateur, what else? And I've mentioned this, right? Because I like to consider tangibles. What is the real art of possible? And as a restaurateur, what could I be doing to de-risk my business model a little bit? And whether it's feasible, and it needs to obviously be with the brand. But for example, some of the cereal companies who make cereals, I'm just using this as an example, right? Cereal companies make cereal under their own brands, and they also make cereals under other people's brands. So as a restaurateur, given the fact that, care homes, Jack, do you know how much it costs for a week in a care home? I think we've had this conversation, haven't we?
Yeah, these days. It's just gone crazy, isn't it? It's so much money.
It's anywhere up to £2,500 a week.
Yeah.
£2,500 a week. So there's got to be an opportunity, doesn't there, to serve like a la carte menu meals to these people who can afford the £2,500 a week, right? Charge, isn't there?
Yeah.
So if I was a leading restaurateur, I'd be going, okay, can I tie in with a partnership and start preparing and delivering and creating meals for the care homes? Is what I'd be doing, because there's equally a whole variety. Anyway, we've come to the end, very sharp. I don't know why or how, but it's the end of the show. Well, nearly end of the show. I think someone's doing a hokey cokey because we still had 30 seconds. Anyway, you've been listening to Ammar and
Gaff.
Live on our weekly radio show. It's only 2-3 weeks till the ABC Awards. Brilliant list of finalists. So excited. We'll be back next week. Until then, farewell.